Hello, everybody. This is Mike Lindsley with the Blue Fox Group. I am a partner here at Blue Fox Group. Today, I have Ginger Clay with me, who is our marketing lead. And we're just going to talk a little bit about AI. We're going to talk a little bit about business. We're going to talk about how to deliver AI with a process, what you need to do to prep for it. And we might get into some other cool things as well. So I'm going to kick it off. Ginger, go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do here with Blue Fox Group.
You bet. So I'm Ginger Clay. I am the marketing director, and I've had the privilege of serving businesses for the last 20 years. And so this AI topic is a big topic because I think a lot of people think it's plug and play. We'll just plug it in, it will work. And so, what Mike and I really want to talk about today is AI plug and play? And what are those challenges? What if you don't embrace AI? So Mike, let's kick it off with talking about what if a business doesn't embrace AI? What does that look like, and what do you think matters?
Yeah, I think that's a great question to start it off with. AI is a little bit, everyone kind of thinks Terminator a little bit back in the day, right? When machines are going to rule the world and it's going to take over. The issue with AI is right now is it's still in its infancy stages. So what that kind of means is it's learning, and you have to actually teach it, and you have to figure out, okay, if I use something like this tool that can go through and scrub and look at all the data, do all this research, right? And figure out what the best answers might be so they can help you be more efficient and figure out how to get to a point faster. In order to do that, you have to teach it. And you actually have to have a purpose and a why behind what's the problem you're trying to solve, right? So that's the first big thing on there, is really kind of identifying like, hey, where are the gaps in my business today that, something like a tool like AI could help me get there faster, help me be a little bit more efficient. And more importantly, going back to what you said, give me more of a competitive advantage, right? So I can get ahead and be on the forefront of my competition, right? And be an industry leader, be something that goes, oh my God, those guys got it. I need what they have because they're going to make my business better, right? So that's the first part about what it is. And I think if companies don't start embracing and start dipping their toe into learning it, right? Which it's just like anything, it's effort, it's education. You got to keep trying, it's trial and error. Then you are going to be left behind, because the ones that figure it out are going to have a major competitive advantage, right? And they're going to take more market share.
Well, you use the word AI, for example. And when I think of AI as a marketer, I think of emails and I think of Chat GPT. Help me write this better, right? But you might be thinking of AI in terms of sales, and someone else might be thinking of AI in terms of analytics. So even the word AI means something different across the whole spectrum. So
Yeah.
if I'm a business, and I'm asking you this because I sort of know the answer, right? If I'm a business, why is it not just plug and play? What do I need to do? What are those first couple steps you recommend?
Well, I think that's a great question, right? And I think, the mistake people will try to make is just to jump in with it, right? And so realizing that what this does is this is an application that, is going to read, and we'll talk about Microsoft Copilot in specifics, right? Separate from Chat GPT, we're going to use this really if we are a Microsoft shop and we have all these applications, Excel, PowerPoint, Office 365, right? Azure, all these different unique places, OnePoint or OneDrive, SharePoint, everything, right? First of all, AI is going to scrub all of that. It's going to be looking for all the information and trends, right? Because it's collecting all those data, all the information in all these different spots, right? To help you, solve a problem, right? So the first thing you have to do is, okay, where does my data sit? Right? And is that data all over the place? Is it on a server here, my Office 365 over here? Is it separated, right? You have to get your data into a central organization, right? So maybe sitting with a place like Microsoft Azure, where your data is in the cloud, all your applications are in a similar spot, so you can actually start taking advantage of the tool and make it easy for it to collect the information. The second thing, and this is the most important, right? What are my security policies around this, right? What principles do I have in there for people to have access? Do I want maybe someone in inventory to have access to financials? Do I want a salesperson to have access to financials or different things, things that they may not have access to, HR issues, right? Or whatever it is that, the data that you're trying to protect. So I think it's, going back, and this comes back into IT process, right? Who is your IT provider? What is their process to help you understand how to implement something like this? Are they a reactive support type shop? right? Where they're just busy work, right? Like they're busy, they're supporting stuff, they're answering calls, but they're not thinking proactively. They're not introducing innovative new things like AI or Azure in the cloud. Because these things matter, right? If you have a process surrounding AI, right, and you have the principles in place that says, hey, here's my group that has access to specific parts of the data, then you can start to implement things slowly, right? So maybe you start with the executive, then you start and you bridge down, and maybe eventually you get to your sales reps. Maybe eventually you get, in our business, to our technicians, right? Because maybe we want to use simple as like, hey, how can we show more empathy in response to a ticket, right? AI, can you regenerate this email for me, right? So we can actually have the customer's best interest in mind. And so there's little things like that, but you have to create those layers and those policies across AI, and you have to have a platform to do it. But more importantly, you have to have a good IT company behind you that understands that and has a process that's going to complement that installation and delivery of AI to your team.
Yes, AI is important. What do I do? I'm a business. I mean, everyone needs AI. Where do I begin? And how would I engage with someone like Blue Fox Group to evaluate how AI ready I am? What do you think?
Well, I think it's probably a self-assessment first, right? Like a lot of people come in and, oh, this is the greatest thing, and it's going to do this. But I think you have to be self-aware of where you're at in your own business, right?
Okay.
And I take a look, just it would be like anything. If I'm getting so busy, overwhelmed, and I'm off track, like, it's almost a reality check of what do I need to do to get back on track, right? So I can start producing the results. It's a personal thing, right? But it's almost the same in business. Am I not getting these things? Or is my IT company talking about it? Do I not have process sets? Do they even know what my vision is as a company and how they're aligning their service around? Do they know me? Or are they just here fixing stuff and telling me that I need a new server or new application, or you should try this, or look at cloud, right? Like, are they just trying to sell me things, right? Or are they trying to actually figure out how to move my business forward? I think you really do that self-evaluation of what you have. And then you ask, hey, are the current guys even capable of doing that? I love it. I'm going to go to EOS. Do they get it, right? Mm-hmm. Are they capable of it? Do they actually want to help me, right? Those are 3 questions we could ask, right? In EOS, get it, want it, capable. And if the answer is no to any one of those questions, then you need to find someone else or consider at least comparing services that has a different